the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in the binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune and turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. In shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go.
While Laplace produced a steady stream of remarkable mathematical papers throughout his early career, his first major work that really catapulted him into the spotlight was his paper on the invariability of planetary mean motions, which he presented to the French Academy of Sciences in 1773. This work addressed a long-standing problem in celestial mechanics, the apparent shrinking of Jupiter's orbit and the expansion of Saturn's orbit. Newton had even suggested that divine intervention might be necessary to maintain the stability of the solar system. Laplace, however, through his brilliant mathematical analysis, demonstrated that these changes in planetary orbits were not cumulative and disruptive, but rather periodic and self-correcting. He essentially proved the stability of the solar system through his work, a feat that had eluded even Newton. This groundbreaking achievement earned him associate membership in the French Academy of Sciences that very year, marking a major turning point in his career and solidifying his reputation as a leading figure in astronomy and mathematics. It's true that Laplace's work on planetary perturbations was incredibly significant, but it was also part of a larger, ongoing project for him. He was steadily working towards a comprehensive understanding of the celestial realm, and this grand vision culminated in his most monumental achievement, Traité de mécanique céleste, Treatise of Celestial Mechanics. This wasn't just another paper, it was a 5-volume masterpiece published over nearly 3 decades, from 1798 to 1825. In it, Laplace essentially synthesized and expanded upon all the knowledge of celestial mechanics that had come before him, including the work of Newton, Euler, Lagrange, and, of course, his own groundbreaking contributions. Imagine taking all the pieces of a complex puzzle and not only fitting them together but also revealing a deeper understanding of the picture they create. That's what Laplace did with celestial mechanics. He presented a complete and rigorous mathematical theory of the solar system, explaining the motions of planets, moons, comets, and even the subtle influences they exerted on each other. Early ideas, the seeds of the Laplace transform, can be traced back to the work of Leonhard Euler in the 1700s. He explored integrals that resemble the Laplace transform while studying differential equations. Laplace's contribution, Laplace himself started working with these types of integrals around 1785. He recognized their potential for solving equations, going beyond simply looking for solutions in integral form. He used an integral of the form, indefinite integral est ft dt. This looks very much like the Laplace transform we use today. However, Laplace primarily used it in the context of probability theory. Further development, the Laplace transform was further developed and applied to various problems in the 19th century by mathematicians like Cauchy and others. Modern form, the form and applications of the Laplace transform as we know it today were largely shaped by the work of Oliver Heaviside in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. 5 He used it extensively in his work on electrical circuits, though his approach was initially considered controversial by some mathematicians. So, there's no single year to pinpoint for the invention of the Laplace transform. It was a gradual process, with Laplace making key early contributions in the late 1700s, and others building upon his work over the following centuries. Before diving into the monumental celestial mechanics, Laplace published a sort of prequel that's also incredibly important, Exposition du Système du Monde, Exposition of the System of the World, published in 1796. Think of it as a more accessible, less mathematically dense version of his grand vision. While celestial mechanics was a deep dive into the complex equations governing the cosmos, Système du Monde was designed to explain these concepts to a wider audience. It's not that it lacks scientific rigor, but it presented the material in a more narrative and descriptive way, focusing on the overall structure and workings of the universe. Laplace started with the Earth and its motions, gradually expanding outwards to encompass the entire solar system, the stars, and even the nebulae. He explained the laws of gravity, the movements of planets, the nature of comets, and the phenomena of tides, all within a coherent framework. Perhaps most famously, Système du Monde contained his presentation of the nebular hypothesis, which proposed that the solar system formed from a giant, collapsing cloud of gas and dust. This idea, though debated and refined over the years, remains a cornerstone of modern astrophysics. Système du Monde wasn't just a popularization of his research, it was a crucial step in the development of his thinking. It allowed him to synthesize his ideas in a more general way, clarifying the fundamental principles before delving into the intricate mathematical details of celestial mechanics. It also served as a way to disseminate his discoveries and theories to a broader public, contributing to the growing scientific literacy of the time. So, while it might not have the same sheer mathematical weight as celestial mechanics, Système du Monde is a vital piece of the puzzle, offering a clear and insightful overview of Laplace's revolutionary understanding of the universe. 1799, this is the year Laplace derived the equation that now bears his name. It emerged from his deep dive into celestial mechanics, specifically the problem of calculating the gravitational potential of planets. Laplace's work on celestial mechanics led him to a crucial problem: how to mathematically describe the gravitational influence of planets on each other. He realized that a key to understanding this was the concept of potential, a way to represent the force field created by a massive object like a planet. To calculate this gravitational potential, Laplace derived a partial differential equation in 1799, which we now call the Laplace equation. This equation, in its elegant simplicity superscript 2u equals 0, describes the potential in regions of space where there are no masses. It might seem counterintuitive to define it where there's nothing, but that's precisely what makes it so powerful. By understanding the potential in the empty space around the planets, Laplace could then calculate the forces acting on them. The Laplace equation turned out to be far more significant than just a tool for celestial mechanics. It's a fundamental equation in physics and mathematics, popping up in all sorts of unexpected places. It describes not only gravity but also electric potentials, the flow of fluids, and even the distribution of heat in a steady state. The reason it's so ubiquitous is that it describes situations where some quantity, potential, temperature, etc., is in equilibrium, neither gaining nor losing anything at a given point. For Laplace, though, the equation was essential for his work on planetary perturbations. By solving it, he could calculate the subtle gravitational interactions between planets, which cause slight variations in their orbits. This, in turn, allowed him to further refine his theories about the long-term stability of the solar system, demonstrating that these perturbations, while real, were ultimately self-correcting. So, the Laplace equation, born from the complexities of celestial mechanics, became a cornerstone of mathematical physics, proving to be an indispensable tool in a wide range of scientific disciplines. After the development of the Laplace equation in 1799, Laplace continued his work on celestial mechanics, culminating in the publication of the final volumes of his magnum opus, Traité de mécanique céleste Treatise of Celestial Mechanics, in 1802, 1805 and finally 1825. This multi-volume work, as discussed before, synthesized and expanded upon all existing knowledge of celestial mechanics. While celestial mechanics was his primary focus during this period, Laplace also made significant contributions to other areas of mathematics and physics. His work on probability theory, which he had begun earlier, continued, and he published his Théorie analytique de probabilités, Analytical Theory of Probabilities, in 1812. This book was a landmark in the development of probability theory, laying out many of the fundamental concepts and techniques that are still used today. In addition to his work on probability, Laplace also made contributions to mathematical physics, particularly in the areas of heat conduction and fluid mechanics. His investigations into these areas further demonstrated the power and versatility of the mathematical tools he had developed, including the Laplace equation and the Laplace transform, though the latter was further developed by others. Laplace's extraordinary scientific career continued until his death in Paris on March 5, 1827. Even in his later years, he remained a prominent figure in the French scientific community, publishing papers, participating in scientific discourse, and mentoring younger scientists. His legacy extends far beyond his specific discoveries and equations. He played a crucial role in establishing mathematics and physics as rigorous, quantitative disciplines, leaving an enduring influence on generations of scientists to come. Reference and citation: Gillespie, C.C. 1997. Pierre-Simon Laplace 1749–1827, A Life in Exact Science. Princeton University Press. Chapter on Early Career and the 1773 paper. Wilson, C. 1985. The Great Inequality of Jupiter and Saturn, From Kepler to Laplace. Archive for History of Exact Sciences, 33 1–3, 15–42. Newton, I. 1728. Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica 3rd ed. Discusses stability of the solar system. Laplace, P.S. 1773. Recherches sur les calculs intégrales auxiliary differences partielles et sur leur application auxiliary equations différentielles de fils élastiques. Memoirs de l'Académie royale de sciences de Paris. Hahn, R. 2005. Pierre-Simon Laplace, 1749–1827, A Determined Scientist. Harvard University Press. Discusses Laplace's entry into the French Academy. Laplace, P.S. 1798–1825. Traité de mécanique céleste. Paris, Bachelier. 5 volumes. Crossland, M. 1992. Science Under Control, The French Academy of Sciences 1795–1914. Cambridge University Press. Discusses the scope and impact of Laplace's work. Euler, L. 1753. De integratione equationum differentialium per approximations. Novae Commentarii Academiae Scientiarum Petropolitani, 3, 149–177. Early work related to integral transforms. Laplace, P.S. 1785. Memoires sur les probabilités. Memoires de l'Académie Royale des Sciences de Paris. Heviside, O. 1893. Electromagnetic theory. Volumes 1–3 discuss operational calculus, which includes what we recognize as the Laplace transform. Laplace, P.S. 1796. Exposition du système du monde. Paris, Imprimerie du Cercle Social. Hahn, R. 2005. Pierre-Simon Laplace, 1749–1827, a determined scientist. Harvard University Press. Discusses Laplace's scientific communication and public engagement. Laplace, P.S. 1799. Sur l'attraction des sphéroïdes homogènes. Memoires de l'Académie Royale des Sciences de Paris. Laplace, P.S. 1812. Théorie analytique de probabilités. Paris, Coursier. Grattan Guinness, I. 2005. Landmark Writings in Western Mathematics 1640–1940. Elsevier. Discusses Laplace's contributions to probability theory. Truesdell, c. 1955. The Rational Mechanics of Flexible or Elastic Bodies 1638–1788. Leonardo da Vinci and Isaac Newton to Daniel Bernoulli and Leonard Euler. Discusses Laplace's work in context. Equations, 1773 and ongoing, Equations of Motion and Gravitation. From his early work on planetary motion, Laplace used and refined the differential equations that describe the gravitational interactions between celestial bodies. These are based on Newton's laws but extended to account for the complex interplay of multiple planets. These equations weren't his in the sense of inventing them, but he mastered and manipulated them with unparalleled skill. Late 1700s, early 1800s, equations of potential theory, related to the Laplace equation, Laplace and others like Legendre developed a range of equations related to potential theory. These equations dealt with how gravitational and other potentials are represented mathematically. They often involved partial differential equations and special functions like Legendre polynomials for solving problems in different coordinate systems, spherical, cylindrical, etc. 1798–1825 Celestial Mechanics, a system of equations, equations of planetary motion, refined and extended versions of Newton's laws. Equations describing the gravitational potential of various bodies, spheres, ellipsoids, etc. Equations related to the motion of the Moon. Equations for calculating planetary perturbations. Equations related to the figures of planets and their rotation. Equations of fluid mechanics related to tides, etc. 1812 Probability theory, equations of probability. In his work on probability, he formulated and used various equations related to probability distributions, conditional probability, and statistical analysis. Laplace, in 1816, provided the crucial missing piece in understanding the speed of sound. he realized that the rapid compressions and expansions of air in sound waves cause localized temperature changes, affecting pressure and thus the speed of sound itself. Newton's theory had missed this adiabatic effect, leading to an incorrect, lower value. Laplace's correction, incorporating the heat capacity ratio, accurately predicted the speed of sound.
Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark, unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no frame, just the sound we crave. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Hidden in shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Pure and raw. Pure and raw. Turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel.